Okay. Fuck it. All right. Welcome to Mike Media Incorporated. We are joined again by the goon, the legend, Haider. He was on
Hi.
another podcast I did. We discussed all things Lost, the amazing TV show. And we're just going to be right here, right now. We're on Twitch too. But this is going to be uploaded later to YouTube, obviously. We're going to do a spoiler talk of Tenet, new Christopher Nolan film. And we'll just be going into other Christopher Nolan films. I don't know. You know what I mean? Anyways, but yeah, man, just let's talk about just Christopher Nolan films in general first. Like, what's your go-to Christopher Nolan movies that you love, man?
The first one may be a bit controversial, but I love Interstellar. I don't like space
Bro,
movies.
dude, why is there so much hate to that movie, dude?
I don't know. There
I love
shouldn't
it,
be.
dude.
I love it as well.
Yeah,
Interstellar, go-to movie. Inception, visuals definitely. Then
yeah,
you can't ignore the Dark Knight trilogy.
yeah. That's like the most popular of his films, and for a good
One
reason.
underrated one. One that's underrated is Insomnia. Have you seen that?
No, I actually heard of it though.
Al Pacino and Robin Williams. And Robin
Mm.
Williams plays a psychopath. And Al Pacino the detective. It's a really good movie. I watched it once when it was on TV, and I need to give it a rewatch because on my YouTube channel I watched Memento recently. I'm gonna do a series on my YouTube channel reviewing all Christopher Nolan movies up to Tenet. So
Yeah.
yeah, look out for that. But
I
yeah,
heard a
that's
lot
my
of good things about Memento that has Guy Pearce in it, right?
Sky Pierce. I didn't really enjoy the ending as much Memento, but Memento is a very good movie, well made.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I feel like I heard it was about like he's like retracing his steps and it like all goes in backwards or something. Does
Yeah,
the
the order is not in it's not in order at all, and it's kind of ambiguous what the order is and what's happened, because the guy himself he can't keep his memory for more than a day, so disorientates the audience. He has
yeah.
to like have tattoos all over his body to remind him what his target is and stuff like that.
Speaking of disorienting the audience, Tenet was very kind of disorienting.
Definitely.
Like it's a lot to take in, and I don't want to be like I don't want to sound like one of those guys who's trying to be smart, but you
It
gotta
actually is.
think when you watch it.
Yeah, you're not overrating it in that sense. You're not saying it for no reason. It's actually disorientating when you watch it.
Yeah, like Tenet's just a lot to take in general, and I like it. Like I like movies. I'm a guy who likes movies that make me think, and Tenet makes me think. But I could see why a lot of people would think. I feel like if people start to get confused, it makes up for it with like a fucking excellent action sequence. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? There's so many just great like big like whoa like the set pieces, and like there's one team of soldiers moving in forward, one team of soldiers moving in reverse of time, and
yeah,
then another guy from a different time period is like the fucking inversion thing. And that was
yeah.
hard to get used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So, are we gonna get into spoilers? Or we not want to get into spoilers in this? What you're saying?
Well, I feel like we will get right into spoilers in a second. I just kind of want to give a little just
Spoiler
summarization of
warning.
what it's about and stuff.
Yeah, I just mean in this review itself. I don't mean right now.
Yeah, we'll get into spoilers eventually, but you know, if you don't know what Tenet is, which I mean, why are you here, man? Like, it's a spoiler talk. But anyways, Tenet is about a spy agent who gets recruited into an agency that's main goal is to prevent World War III. And this agent is introduced to technology and bullets that are like kind of inverted. So basically, he's not shooting bullets, he's catching bullets. So he's kind of going forwards and backwards in time in many different ways to try and stop this evil plan that is kind of and these evil weapons that are kind of being dealt in this kind of futuristic setting. And stars John David Washington, Michael Caine, Robert Pattinson, all, all pretty good cast members. Let's talk about the Russian bad guy in this.
Yeah, is he a famous actor? I don't think he is.
He's
been around.
Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah, yeah.
He directed Thor.
Did he?
Yeah, and he was remember. Do you remember Gilderoy Lockhart from Chamber of Secrets? Chamber of
Yeah, yeah.
Secrets. That's him.
Really?
Yeah,
What? I
yeah,
didn't realize that.
bro. I
He's
mean,
also the voice at the start of Infinity War. At the start of Infinity War, there's a distress signal going out, and I don't know if you remember before whilst they're zooming into the spaceship that's been blown up in Infinity War. It's somebody saying Mayday, Mayday in the background, and it's him, the director of Thor.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so as a like probably noticed, like it's very hard to describe this movie, as you've probably just seen that. It's very hard to describe because you don't really know what you're seeing throughout the whole movie. Like for me personally, I struggled to see what the goal of the movie was. What was the movie about? Like we know what the movie is about, but what was the story heading to?
Yeah,
So that's
it's
what I
kind of
struggled with.
it's directionless is kind of an insulting term, but I would say it's kind of directionless at times, but I feel like there's at least a slightly kind of ending that kind of just brings it all together in some way. Kind of the ending was
Kind of.
okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
I would say that it was exciting enough, and it makes me, and since I said this movie makes me want to think, I'm gonna rewatch this because like it's just a lot. That's what I love. The Christopher Nolan movies are movies to rewatch, and that's why,
Definitely.
because there's always something to take in, like and something
Always very
something
ambiguous.
new that I learn. You know, like
Very
Interstellar.
ambiguous.
Every time I watch Interstellar, I learn something new about the journey.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
There's a lot. Yeah, whenever you watch a Nolan movie, because he put so much effort into story and the writing, and there's like a lot, it's very intelligent. His movies, I'd say, they're very intelligent movies. Not to like sound pompous, but they are intelligent movies. To understand them, you can't watch the movie and be doing something else at the same time and then expect to understand the movie.
exactly. Yeah, like yeah, but I feel like every now and then there's just dialogue that tries to be like cool and snappy, but it doesn't work every now and then. Like I've always kind of criticized his Nolan's dialogue, but he always makes up for kind of subpar dialogue at times for like a fucking cool expositional scene where he
Yeah,
explains how let's go full spoilers, like the villain is a Russian guy that um grew up in an uncharted Russian town after the Soviet Union. In that Russian city, he discovered the inversion technology that was placed there by people from the future, which were described as the Oppenheimer of the future, the lady, and she placed all the tools of inversion, which is like kind of how to manipulate time to
yes.
go backwards, forwards, and have special bullets
So
for this.
Oppenheimer is the guy. Oppenheimer is the guy that made the nuclear bomb, isn't he?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they're saying that the guy that's made this technology that can invert time is an Oppenheimer of the future.
yeah. But that's not the Russian guy. That's the
That's
person from
somebody else.
that's the person who
Maybe.
placed them there. But we find out
Yeah.
that the reason she placed them there is for humanity to end, because she wants the humanity to end because the waters started to rise and they ran out of food in the future
Really?
because of global warming.
See, I
And
didn't catch that in the film. I
you
didn't
didn't
catch
catch
that.
that?
No, I didn't catch that. That's why I was quite confused. And I was also quite confused on what the metal case was. Was that some kind of a bomb or something? What was that? The metal case that they were throwing between the cars.
The metal
You know what I'm talking
case.
about? The thing that they were after, what he goes after later on.
Oh, that's the
Remember?
inversion technology. That's the technology that is used to invert shit.
Okay.
So like that's used to like, I'm pretty sure that's used to like power the machines that invert stuff and manipulate time. But
Yeah.
when the guy who discovered them is it's just so like a lot to take in again, but if the guy who discovered all of them like kills himself, then since he's tied to the artifacts that are used to manipulate time, then he will end the world. And
Yeah.
when that is when they when the lady, the lady that is married to the big Russian
Yeah, the blonde woman.
arms dealer. A lot of people in the theater I was with were saying she's too tall to be the damsel in distress. I was like, jeez, man, damn. Like, but
Something I
yeah,
found interesting was it was the grandfather paradox. What you're talking about? So, like you were saying, so if he blows up everybody in the past to kill the future, he would have to. How that is impossible. It's like they're explaining in the movie as if you kill your granddad. If you kill your granddad, how could you be born? So if you're not born, how could you go back in time to kill your granddad? So either your granddad would die and then the future will finish, or none of the events will happen, or something. I don't know. It's a paradox. There's no answer to it, isn't there? There was no way of them knowing, so like a shot in the dark that this future guy was doing, wasn't he? Bringing
yeah.
this invasion technology to the past.
But I feel like what this does show this is Christopher Nolan's obsession with the themes of time in his movies. There's always something like Dunkirk, for instance. It's about how, well, I mean, it's obviously a historical event. Everybody, they have to rescue the hundreds of thousands of soldiers trapped at the beaches and don't, but the whole thing about that is that there's like a time constraint for when they have to get those soldiers out of there by a certain period of time before the Germans come.
Yes.
Or Interstellar, for instance, it's about how they place a wormhole to another thing.
Another world, and then time works differently there because of relativity, because of how fast they're going. So 1 minute on that world is a year on this world.
Yeah, and at the end, he's kind of put in a place where he sees that the people who placed the wormhole there are people that are able to manipulate time
physically.
Yeah, they're able to just fucking. I'm gonna go that time. And I feel like what this shows is more of just his take on the time travel thing.
Yeah, I think he's obsessed with like senses and dimensions. Like Memento's like memory is something that's abstract, isn't it? Inception's like dreams.
Yeah.
Interstellar's like time and space. It's very like like these kind of abstract kind of things.
Yeah.
Even Inception has a big time element into it, because when you go into a dream, time's slower. 1 minute in dreams, 1 hour in the real world, isn't it?
Yeah, and
All the way around.
And in the end of The Dark Knight, the bomb scene with the 2 fairies.
Yeah.
It's another time constraint. And also with the way he edits the scenes, like, there's always 3 things happening at once.
Yeah.
For instance, you're shown shots of the police station in The Dark Knight as Batman's going to get Rachel, and as the police are going to go get Harvey. There's like 3 there's always a cut away back. There's always a cut back to another event, to another event, to another event, but all those events are all related to this big event that's going to happen. And that always makes the event more impactful. Like, I was thinking of another thing. Like,
the end of The Dark Knight Rises, that's a perfect example. Like, the time, it's a ticking time bomb, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is when there's always a time constraint and there's supposed to something that big gonna happen, he always cuts from here to there to here to there to here to there, but they're all related to these 5 different, or 3, you know what I mean? He always has the same editing style where
there's a few things happening at once.
Yeah, but
and it does help building the tension, doesn't it? Because it's making your brain think about different things at once. So even in your head, it's less time, because it's like, think about this, now think about this, now think about this. So it's physically giving you more tension.
Yeah. What I like about Nolan is he was able to show complex themes of what to think about when watching a movie, but he makes them really commercial.
Yeah.
Like, this made $20 million last week, which is fucking great for, fans. I mean, like,
in quarantine as well, it did. In lockdown.
Yeah, just, Corona, nobody would have thought this one made that much money.
Yeah. They haven't done VOD or anything.
Yeah.
Cinema release.
Yeah. which is it's just that's just brought fucking joy to my soul as a aspiring filmmaker that this not over. Okay, I keep on telling people this pandemic is not an excuse for you to be a lazy piece of shit. You know what I mean? There's things to do. I mean, you gotta be safe. Obviously, you know, go in the gas station, get your little coffee, piece of gum, put the mask on. You gotta do that. But you know, you still gotta get that coffee. You know, in general, just yeah, man. It's just good that this is a proper way to just go back to the theater. For me, it might be a bit confusing at times, and the sound effects might be overlaid with the dialogue, and my ears might be wanting to bleed. But
I wouldn't tell so bad. I always used to tell Nolan movies because that always happens. The sound always overpowers the dialogue.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what was your experience like in America, so we can compare my experience in Britain going to cinema for the first time in the pandemic, and you went to cinema for the first time in the pandemic in America. Let's talk about that.
Well, first off, 1/4 of the people, it's like the amount of people that are normally there, it's like cut that in half, less than half of the normal amount of people there. It's just not a lot of people. Mask on. You can be close to the people that you're going there with, and you can buy. I ordered the tickets on my phone, and they have the seats, right? The seats is like there's nobody sitting in front of you. There's no one sitting behind you. It's every 2 rows, so it's like half capacity.
How about were you allowed to order food and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you have to wear a mask throughout the film, or could you take it off when you're in the auditorium?
I can take it off. I want to get a sip of that Diet Coke, you know.
That's true. Yeah, because of the food. Yeah, we had a similar experience, but we were very lucky that the group of people I went with, the only people in the cinema at that time, it was empty theater.
Yeah, there's about 5 other people in this, but this is one of those. There's like 3 different rows. There's 3 different sections, and there's that front section with 3 different. There's like 6 different sections of seats. So this is like huge.
Yeah.
So like, they even had a stage up front if they want to do theater. Like this is like the big.
What was it called?
It was just like Regal, or something. But it was like, yeah. What's your theater's called? What?
The one I went to was Cineworld. Cineworld.
I don't know that one.
You know Odeon?
Huh?
Odeon.
Nah.
Odeon's owned. I think Regal owns Odeon. I think one of the American cinema chains owns Odeon. It's one of them. I don't know which one.
I'd say the 3 American cinema. The chains near me are like Regal, Cinemark, AMC, which I don't go to. Cause
AMC
like,
is going to Odeon, I think.
Yeah, AMC is like, they're always far away or something, and they're more in big cities.
Mm-hmm.
And because usually some AMCs I've gone to, they actually have dine-in theaters, and they'll just be like, you know, they serve food right to you, like real food.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's good, but
the ticket price to be high, don't you? But that.
Oh yeah, the water is already like $5, like, and the popcorn $6. I just don't.
Cinema food's just sort of, it sucks because you should be able to just get cheap snacks at cinemas. People just sneak them in there, don't they, in bags and stuff.
I go to dollar stores, man. I just go or like get all the food, tuck it in my pants, you know. Sneak. I love sneaking stuff.
Either that or pay seven quid for M&M packet.
Yeah. What's your favorite M&Ms? Do you like the peanut,
blue
peanut M&Ms? You like the pretzel M&Ms?
It's blue. I think that's the salty ones. Yeah. Pretzels.
Oh, the salty ones.
It's called salty here, so it's probably pretzel there, isn't it? Probably the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a lot more chocolate selection than those guys, I think. You guys it's chocolate selection in America. I feel like it's a lot bigger than UK, but where I live anyway, probably bigger cities.
Yeah, we got a lot of different types. We got Kit Kat, Twix, Snickers.
Yeah, standards.
Yeah. Anyways,
Tenet.
so performances. Let's
Cool.
talk about
Robert Pattinson.
performances. Who stood out to you overall?
John David Washington stood out to me just because I walked in knowing he's Denzel Washington's son, so the whole time I was comparing them both in my head. I was like, okay, let's see how this guy acts. He's gonna act like his dad because I haven't seen Black Klansman, and apparently he did like a comedic role in that. I haven't seen it, but he didn't. I think he didn't completely. He didn't copy his dad at all. He didn't do anything like Denzel. It's a very high thing to live up to, isn't it? To live up to
Yeah,
Denzel
don't.
Washington.
Yeah, you shouldn't be comparing. It's just like they rose to stardom in completely different eras with completely different types of movies.
Yeah.
And like Will Smith, his son does music and does like rap songs too, and like singing, but like the way they sound, like Will Smith's rap sound like 90s rap, you know what I mean? Like it just sounds like but then like the new Jaden Smith stuff just sounds like completely new stuff, you know, and kind of anyways, but
Can't compare him, can you?
I think John David Washington, he had that like, you know how most spy characters are kind of like, you know, confident, you know what I mean? Because they got to get this shit done, you know what I mean? They got to get their stuff done, and they can't fly, so they got to be confident, got to think of the right plan at the right time. I feel like he filled that role pretty well for a lead spy character, and I feel like the side characters were good too. Like, you know, I was talking about this earlier. Robert Pattinson was solid in this. It was very interesting to hear about him, and he always offers something in the scene he was in. Like you're either figuring out like who is he actually, like is he like a double agent, which you find out later that he's from the future with the other guys, and that, you know, the main character was set up to be the founder of Tenet, who like they organized the protection of the inversion technology or something like that. I feel like that's the main goal of the agency.
So you're saying John David Washington's character was the leader of Tenet's organization, but he wasn't yet. So Robert Pattinson went back in time to protect him.
Yes, that's what happened. That's what at the end is explained. Yeah.
This is all stuff I never got. This is why you need to watch it again.
Yeah.
I had this theory. Let me just bring this out here. A theory where he says to him, "You're gonna meet me very soon." At the end, doesn't he? He says, "You haven't met me yet. This is the end of my friendship with you. I'm going back to the future, but you're gonna meet me in a minute or whatever." Yeah, remember?
Yeah. So it's like if Reese from Terminator met young John Connor.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, what if?
I think.
Damn.
But so when he goes later on and he sees the blonde woman picking up a kid from the school, I think he might have the string on his backpack. So that kid from the school might be Robert Pattinson.
Yo. Damn, that might be true.
I think I saw it like Mr. Sunday Movies or something. But my mind blown.
Yeah, Mr. Sunday Movies is a good channel.
Yeah, he's awesome.
I feel like he's a bit harsh on a lot of things, but I like his stuff. He's funny.
Yeah, he's very funny. And he's got like all these like top 5 crazy theories videos and stuff like that, which I like. Yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out Mr. Sunday Movies. But man, wow, I didn't know that. So the blonde woman's son might be Robert Pattinson's character.
Because you don't know his real name, do you? You find out that that's not his real name.
Yeah, in my head I'm just like Robert Pattinson, man. Like I don't know. Like
and even the main guy, he's just called the protagonist in the credits, John David Washington. He doesn't even have a name.
Yeah.
Which is mental. It's just is I love how Christopher Nolan can just make an original movie and he'll make $20 million in the box office, and he'll
That's
just know all these
inspiring.
numbers. It's great, and it's just completely original. Like they just trust him, don't they?
Yeah, why you have fun with these remakes and sequels? I'd rather watch. I'd rather watch like last year. I'd rather watch Uncut Gems than like the Lion King remake. Like in general, I
They're
like
not
original shit.
comparable. They're like two different levels of Gems and the Lion King remake.
Yeah, but Uncut
I feel
Gems,
like all
I've
the Disney
rewatched that
remake,
15 times.
the Lion King remake.
Yeah,
Have you? I haven't watched that once. I watched a bit of it. The Lion King remake you're talking about.
yeah. I'm saying that like Uncut Gems is like way better,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I like original movies better. But like I do. I'm not saying I hate remakes because
No, no, they have their place. They
they
definitely have
do.
their place. They have their place. Remakes have their place. Like there's Spider-Man reboot after reboot after reboot, but you're still gonna watch the Spider-Man movie when it comes out. It
Yeah.
has its place, but original movies, I feel like they're getting pushed aside kinda because of the amount of money reboots are making. But they need to be more in the limelight. It needs to be back like in the 1990s where we got Seven and Matrix, all these things. Like we need to be back in like that time where studios give more freedom to the directors and tell them like, yeah, you can make this. And I think studios like A24 are doing that.
Yeah, yeah. A24 has always got like one of my favorite movies of the years recently. One in particular that came out like 2 years ago is mid '90s, and Jonah Hill directed it.
Mid
And
90s.
mid '90s, it's called mid '90s. It's about
Right.
kids in the '90s skateboarding, and it's about this lonely kid, and he starts skateboarding and makes a lot of friends, and his parents don't like his friends because they're into some things, and it's a really funny, kind of charming little kind of Sandlot type. It's like Sandlot type of comedy, and
Mhm.
it's like very like the kids say a lot of things that you never thought would be said in a kids movie,
Yeah, yeah.
and
That's
it's
kind
but it's not like
of,
it's not like goofy. It's not goofy. It's not like Superbad. I love Superbad, but it's goofy. You know what I mean? It's kind of like in your face with the comedy, but like
have you
mid
watched
'90s
Dope?
is kind of like whoa with the comedy. Like you're surprised these kids are doing what they're doing with
Yeah.
the comedy.
There's a
So
movie called Dope that's kind of like. Have you seen Dope?
dope. Yeah, that Rick Famigua directed that. I don't know. I know the director, and he was actually gonna direct Flash, but then they switched it to Andy Muschietti. So I'm actually excited for Andy Muschietti. I didn't see it chapter 2, but I like the first one.
Yeah, the
But
second one was quite good too. It lived up to what I expected.
yeah,
He's a good director.
I'm excited for the new
Flash.
Ezra Miller Flash. I didn't get into the TV show, just didn't. I know about 20,000 people who watch the Flash and Arrow TV show.
I used to watch it quite a lot
Yeah.
back then when it was out. Before like season 4, I watched it because
Yeah, I just you know.
that's the kind of show you need to watch week to week. It's not a binge show. So when that came out, it was quite good because I used to watch it week to week and talk about it at school.
Yeah.
But now it's just like it's not a binge show. It's like a villain of the week kind of stuff. It's not very interesting.
Oh yeah, like kind of episodic.
The
Like
first season, have you seen the first season? The ending, the last episode of the first season is amazing. It's a great. It's just the plot twist is amazing. So the first season was really good. I'd give it that, but it was still episodic. But yeah, back to Tenet.
yeah, we get off track every now and then.
Let's talk about the cinematography. So you mentioned the end battle at the start, yeah. But remember when so you're talking about when they were going forward in time and back in time at the same time. So there's two teams, A team and a B team. One had a blue watch and one had a red watch. The red watches were going in normal time, and the blue watches were going in inverted time. So when the red watch people saw the blue watch people, they were like walking backwards because they were going back in time.
Yeah.
And then they had to they were trying to blow up a building, but they couldn't do it because they were blowing it up back in time. So it just kept rebuilding itself. I mean, they blew up in forward of time. It didn't work for some reason. So there was a cool scene where John and Robert had to say, okay, we're synchronized now. Watch it. 3, 2, 1, boom, and then like it blows up. So you
Yeah.
get to see visuals like the building blowing up and rebuilding at the same time. Stuff like that is really trippy. Like really cool stuff like that. Got to see.
Yeah. And I just think about how they shot it. It's like, well, one group's going in forward, one group's going backwards. So if they're filming it, the group going forwards would be going backwards, and the group going backwards would go forwards. So
Must have been
like,
really interested. That's why I'm really very interested to see the behind the scenes because Nolan does everything practical, doesn't he?
dude, yeah, that behind the scenes must be crazy. Like,
He uses like very minimal green screen. He said there's not very much green screen in the whole movie.
yeah, it's kind of like 1917. Like, I'm not saying they're similar with how it's shot or anything. I'm saying like, I want to see what the fuck how it was done. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how, like what, like it's just like yeah. Oh, he
It must have
definitely
been
pushes the
like
boundaries every movie he puts out. Something weird is done.
boundaries he pushes. Yeah, that's a key thing he does. He pushes the boundaries every time,
Yeah.
and you know when you're watching it like this must have been planned so much before it was shot. Must have
Yeah.
been.
He must have been like he must have like incredible OCD or something. Like, like yeah. Yeah, just yeah, other cool scenes are the airplanes, the airport scene. That was cool. Where they
The
had the
airport.
10 seconds, the airplane scene where they had the 10 seconds to go in there and hold their breath and get through the thing, and then they found out that there was an inversion transporter in there, and then later when you see that they are the people that went in and
I kind of
attacked
guessed
them.
that. A lot of people told me like that was very surprising, but when I saw them and I knew that as a time travel is gonna be in the movie, and then you see people fighting and their whole faces are covered for some reason, that kind of gave it away. And then when Robert Pattinson was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not telling you who it is," like I was like, "It's definitely him from the future or something. It's gotta be."
Yeah, but I
That
don't
gave it away.
understand why he shot himself.
He shot himself because he shot himself in the past. He can't change. He's not allowed to change
Yeah,
the
that's true.
future.
That's true. That's true.
Can't change anything.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. What movies do you plan on seeing next?
Getting into the Korean type movies. Got Memories of Murder and Old Boy on my list now. I'm gonna watch those two.
I heard
Haven't seen.
Old Boy has some crazy scene, like some stairwells, some big action scene. Cause I was looking at like top 10 action scenes. Old Boy has one of them.
I can't wait to watch them, man, because I've heard a lot of good stuff about them.
Yeah. I plan on seeing the New Mutants
Yeah.
because I was into X-Men before the MCU. Like I like watching X-Men, but I think the MCU is better in quality. But I just have a deep nostalgic love for all X-Men movies. Like I love X-Men Origins of Wolverine. It's kind of stupid, but it's like I don't like
It's
the
like
Deadpool part of it. The Deadpool part of it's garbage. But like,
it's pretty good. The movies are pretty well made. My
yeah,
favorite
it was
X-Men
fun. It was a
First
lot
Class.
of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
My favorite movie is the first X-Men First Class. Love that one. I feel like that's the most well made one. X-Men First Class.
that's I saw that in theaters, like Disney.
Did you?
So yeah, it was
I,
cool. But
so yeah, I recently watched Palm Springs as well the other day.
I heard about that. I heard it was kind of like
It's pretty.
Groundhog Day ish or something.
It's nothing like Groundhog Day.
Oh
The
really?
feel, it's like the day does start again and again, but it's nothing like Groundhog Day. J.K. Simmons is in it. I didn't even know he was in it, and he's got a really good role.
So I want to
I'd give it a watch
see.
for you. It's got the mum from How I Met Your Mother in it. The actual mum. I don't know if you've seen How I Met Your
I don't know, but I want to see Cutthroat City with It's a movie about they do like a heist during Hurricane Katrina.
Mother.
And I thought it was cool because it was directed by the RZA, which is the lead rapper of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Alright, yeah. I thought I heard his name before.
Yeah, and he actually did the Kill Bill soundtrack. Though. So he did a lot of songs for that, like for Kill Bill 1 and 2, so he's got quite, and he also put out the best rap album ever, but also it's got a lot of cool people in the cast and stuff. And then there's this Charm City Kings thing, which is going to be on HBO Max, and it's like about dirt biking in Baltimore and about like a dirt bike gang. And I've always kind of been interested in dirt biking. I don't dirt bike. I'm just saying like a gangster movie about dirt biking kids with guns. Yes, please. Like,
Cool.
yeah.
That's cool watch list.
Yeah. And also there's this one Chinese movie. But I feel like people are gonna be like, boycott that movie or something. But no, not Mulan. Which I'm not probably gonna watch that anyways. Who wants to pay $30 for that? Who wants to pay $30 for that? Nobody. Is the answer. So it's like this 400 soldiers movie. I forget, but it's like this kind of war epic, and actually sold more tickets in China than Tenet. So, but like nobody in America wants to see it. But like, since China has 1 billion people, they made more money than Tenet. But Tenet made actually 146 million worldwide, but in America 20 million. But yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how it all plays out. So yeah.
Yeah.
Any last comments you want to make about Tenet?
Any last comments?
What would you rate it? So let's rate it as a movie, and then let's rate it out as where does it stand in Christopher Nolan movies?
Yeah. So I'll do a out of 10 thing. I'd say about a 7.9.
7.9 as a normal movie or as a Nolan movie?
7.9 out of 10 as a normal movie, and on my scale that I do on my channel, I give it a worthy investment of time, which means okay. So, yeah. But
it's a good movie, but it's not his best, is it? It's definitely not his best movie.
I like Interstellar more, but I'm gonna keep it a stack. This is different than a lot of new movies coming out. So I am giving it a lot of respect because of that. Because of how different it is compared to a lot of movies coming out recently.
Yeah, it's just different to movies in general. Like, you can't watch it and not just be mind blown just by the concept that it's telling us. So yeah, as a normal movie, I rate it about an 8. It's high, definitely higher than a 5, but it's not a full 10. As a Nolan movie, I give it a 5. It's a medium Nolan movie. My favorite Nolan movie gotta be Batman Begins.
Dude, wow.
It's got, just because of how it introduced me to Batman and stuff, but there's a lot bigger Nolan movies in there. I mean, personally, like nostalgia wise and everything as well, add into it. I love Interstellar. I watched that twice. I watched Interstellar the other day again.
Yeah, I watched it like 3 weeks ago or something.
Yeah, Inception, it's a really good concept, but it could have been done a bit better, I think. I like The Prestige a lot. I liked Insomnia a lot. I didn't like Memento a lot, I gotta say. I didn't really like it that much. It was quite jarring, it was quite confusing, and the ending didn't really pay off. I mean, maybe I didn't. It's something like because it's been very hyped up, but Memento for me wasn't. It's probably my least favorite Nolan movie. So yeah, that's where it is for me.
So I haven't seen all of his movies, but I'll rank what I have seen. Last on the list would be Dunkirk. I like Dunkirk a lot, but I don't like to rewatch historical movies a lot.
Yeah.
And historical movies are cool, but like, okay, most of the time.
Very good. I forgot all about that. I watched that once this year.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Dark Knight Rises. Batman Begins. The Dark Knight. Tenet. Then Interstellar is my favorite. So top three, I'm gonna go. Interstellar is my favorite. Dark Knight's my second favorite. Third favorite is Tenet.
Interstellar, Dark Knight.
I like Interstellar more than Dark Knight. I want to be real. Like, it's just like.
I like the Dark Knight a lot, but I like Heath Ledger's performance.
Oh, I love it. I think it's better than the. I think it's the best. I think it's undoubtedly the best.
I like his
Joker.
More than I like the movie.
What?
Heath Ledger's performance. I like his performance more than I like the Dark Knight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I know what
the
you mean.
movie as a whole is a good movie, but his performance is amazing.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Viewers listening on any podcast platforms, definitely give a rating on the app that you're using it in. I got this one rating one time. Somebody rated the podcast and said use a Mac computer, retard. And I proudly use a Dell computer. So if you don't, say something more constructive next time you rate the podcast on any podcast app. But if you're watching on YouTube, give a like or dislike. And
comment your list. What's your favorite Nolan movies? I don't know. I don't really want to know what people think, because look how different our favorite movies were.
Yeah, comment what you think of. Yeah, comment your list of Nolan movies, or where Tenet goes on your list. Yeah, thanks for watching, and just thanks again, Haider, for being on the show. Always something new to talk about, and I'll definitely put the links to his channel.
Yeah.
Definitely check his stuff out. He just put out a review of Tenet and a video about the interview, the old 2013 movie.
Film Notes.
Yeah, Film Notes. That's a good little show by him. And see you guys in the next HASSDiscusses.